Well, welcome back, everybody. If you haven't been here before, my name is Jenny, and I am rebuilding my life after age 60 due to the recent death of my husband. And so, yeah, it's funny. I have been through quite a bit the last little while, and not like anybody else. Nobody hands you a manual for this. And so, what I started to do is I've been a great little note taker. I've always got my lists, whether they're digital lists or actual paper lists. I keep a list. So today what I wanted to talk to you about, the 12 things that I have learned so far on this journey. The first one, stay busy. I know lots of people say, oh, when you're retired or when you get to this age or you're getting older, you should slow down. Why? You can slow down when you're dead. I think that you should stay busy. This might be an opportunity if you are fortunate enough to give back. So I need to make sure that my gray cells are moving and that it's not just sitting around the house, pardon me, watching TV or not doing things. So, yep, I exercise fairly regularly. Am I a gym bunny? Hardly. However, I do like my walks and I love gardening. So anybody who says that gardening isn't a lot of hard physical work has never really done it. As a case in point, I saw on Facebook the other day these 24-inch by 24-inch concrete pavers. And I thought, yeah, 24 of them. They were cheap as chips. They'd been stored underneath the deck, so they were in great condition. They had a nice pattern on them. And I'm building out part of my garden. So I said, yeah, I'll buy them. So I whip over there in my husband's pickup truck, that not my favorite vehicle. And I look at them, and I look at the lady, and she says, where's your help? I was like, no, I can do it. So I used some of her 4x4s, and I got, I think 6 or 7 of them up on the truck. And then I remembered the young fellas who cut my grass. So I gave them a call and said, hey, can you give me a hand? And they came over. So keeping myself active. The second thing, which kind of leads on from that, is you got to take care of yourself. And I know that old cliche when you're young and you hear, oh, you have nothing, dear, if you don't have your health. Well, in fact, that's true. If you don't have your health, it doesn't matter how much money you've saved for retirement or how hard you've worked, you got nothing. So there was a song back in the 90s, and somebody had done something that on the radio the other day said that it was like the 40th or 30th anniversary or something of this song. It was the dental floss thing. And I was like, yeah, I really floss my teeth now. I do these things. So yeah, look after yourself. The other thing I've seen from other people, because I watch YouTube just like you guys do, and they say, oh, I'm all about comfort. So am I. I'm about comfort, but get dressed every day. Yeah, you can have a pajama day on those snowy, miserable days, or if it's raining and it's miserable and you've been up late or you just didn't have a great day. Sure, do a pajama day. But don't make that your go-to. Get up every day, get dressed, floss your teeth. Even if you just walk around the block, just get the cobwebs out, get it moving. And the next one for me is, and it's easily avoided or ignored when you are one person. Eat properly, drink lots of water, and water doesn't mean, lots of sweet, fully drinks. Again, pretty obvious stuff. I know personally when I drink the water that I'm supposed to drink, I feel 1,000 times better. And I don't need to have 3 square meals a day. I just need to make sure that I'm getting my protein and good vegetables and water. And I eat when I'm hungry. And that seems to be working. So again, you got to remember to eat. Your body is important. Eat what's good for you and drink your water. The other one that I've found is that, you go from a family and you have kids and you've got tons of food and it never seems like enough because they eat everything. And then you have your husband who still likes, regular meals, and you're cooking and you're still working, you're doing all that stuff. Well, now that it's just me, and the dogs would be very happy if I cooked for them, but I still cook for 2, not every day, but if I see something on sale, what I'll do is I cook it for 2 like I normally would, divide it in half and freeze it. So remember, go back to those pajama days or on the miserable days, or if you're really busy volunteering or you're working, it's just so easy to pull it out of the freezer, boom, pop it in, and you've got yourself a meal that you might just have to add some veg or something to. So yeah, I still cook for 2. The paperwork. There's always paperwork. There's tons of paperwork. We live in a digital age. I try and get everything done digitally. But there's a lot of it. And right now I find that the amount of admin that I have to do is astronomical. And it's not even the, you do it once and it's one and done. No, people continue to ask the same things over and over and over again. Case in point, I've had to send something off to the insurance company. I have sent it to them 3 times, and every time they come back and they say, oh, I need more detail. It's a 1-item invoice that you have, pay it, give me the money, whatever it is. So you know what? I just let it go. I'll respond when I feel like responding. So again, if it's frustrating you or one more day is not going to be generally catastrophic. So your mental health is important. You'll get to it. Just keep it on the list. Watch your money. It goes faster than you think. And, as I've said to everybody, I moved from New Zealand to Newfoundland and we bought a house and it needed a lot of work, a lot more than we had anticipated it needing. So it's easy, they talk about doom scrolling. I do that with Amazon. So I cannot go onto Amazon every day and buy little things for the gardens because it is a dopamine hit. So watch your money, spend cautiously. Buy secondhand. I buy lots of things secondhand. Like I explained earlier, Facebook Marketplace, love it. You just got to be careful, particularly if you're in a place you don't know and you don't know people, but you can pick things up or you can take someone with you or you can meet in a public place. So just be careful if you're buying secondhand, but thrift stores, I flipping love them. You can always find a good deal in there. And if you don't like something the way it is, well, you can alter it. That's where I'm still waiting for my furniture to come from overseas. It's been 6 months. So when I needed a baking pan and different things like that, I went down to the thrift store. And you know what? When I get my stuff back, I'll donate those back. So it makes sure that we're not only minding our health, we're minding the health of future generations by not being so consumerism. I know I mentioned Amazon. It's my favorite. Make time for things that are beautiful. I'm going to put a shot up here. Just walking my dog. It's a miserable day, but in between the massive amounts of rain that was coming down, I thought, oh, yesterday was miserable too. So I didn't really get a good walk in. It was kind of a zip around the block. So this one we did a really good walk, put my slicker on and thought, oh, it's not like it's acid, it's only water. Let's just get going. So we were walking and we walk around what's called the pond on the boardwalk. And right in front of us, and I just stopped dead in my track. The mother duck came out and she had, 3 or 4 little ducklings with her. And they were like, and then my dog and I were still looking at them heading towards the pond. And the 2 little latecomers, we know who those are. There's always those ones in your family, came flying out behind us and they were flapping their wings like, wait for us, wait for us. So I didn't get a video of them running because it was so funny. But I did get a video of them in the water and they looked fantastic. So, stop and enjoy the little beautiful things that you've got. Check on other people. It's not just about you. One of the things that I found when my husband passed away was I was blown away by the people I didn't know who knocked on my door. And the first thing they said is, you don't know us, but this is how I got your name. So I knew that it was safe. And they would throw food at me. I actually had to go to Reverend Paula and say, please get the people to stop bringing food over. I have nowhere to put it. And these people were so generous. And on the first night when I was completely and utterly alone here by myself, there was a lovely lady who came down and she said, you don't know me, but I'm not going home. I'm just going to sit here. You don't even need to talk to me. She sat in it. We only have the 2 chairs. We have nothing else. She just sat there and she was quiet. And when I wanted to speak, she engaged in conversation, but she stayed until 10 o'clock at night just to make sure that I wasn't alone on the very first night. I will never forget that. So you know what? Do things for others, help out. And you don't have to be great at it, but just lending a hand. You notice your neighbor who maybe is a little older and can't get into their garden as much. You spend an hour there and you weed or you cut the front of the lawn. I have a neighbor who works away 10 months of the year, she and her partner. So when they're not around and the grass needs cutting, I give it a cut. And now in the winter, I think I'll just go and make sure there's a little path there so that the house looks lived in, and put some footprints around so everybody knows. I live in a safe area, but just in case. The other thing to do is, get it now. whatever it is, if it's something that has just been burning a hole in your pocket. I used to have a shoe rule. I had a shoe problem. I think I could go back to having a shoe problem, but I'm not working full time, so I'm only doing consulting. I don't need fancy shoes anymore. I used to have a rule that if I saw the shoes and I loved them and I tried them on and I didn't buy them because, you know, who needs another pair of shoes? If I were still thinking about them a day or a week later, I would go back and get them. That's my rule. And you know what? We're at this point in life where we have more time behind us than we have in front of us. So if it's really important to you, what are you waiting for? Do it. Get on with it. And don't let anybody else tell you that it's not important. If it's important to you, it's important. If it brings you joy, then do it. Following from that, plan for something. So I've just got to check my list. Plan for something. Make it so that you've got something to look forward to. Doesn't need to be big, just need to have something that's on the horizon. And you don't need a 20-year goal. It could just be, I was asked if, and I've never done this, so I was asked if I would help out at a shed party, and they need somebody to help behind the bar. I don't have to mix drinks, I just have to get a beer, pop it open, check a ticket, make sure they're not 12, and give it. I've never done it. I have never done that. So I said, yeah, okay. And you know what it is? I'm looking forward to it. It starts pretty much at my bedtime, so it goes until midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm looking forward to it because I'm looking forward to see what it's going to be. And it's traditional music, and it's going to be people in town, and it'll be a real mix of young people and some older folks. I'm looking forward to it. And that's only a couple weeks away. So again, pick something that you are looking forward to. It might be going and visiting a friend or seeing your family, whatever that is. Just plan it out and look forward to it. Enjoy the moment. And I guess the biggest one for me, and this is really hard, I tend to be a people pleaser. I've always been a people pleaser. I want people to like me. I want to help others. No, just say no. And you don't need to give a big explanation. You don't need to be rude. If you're not up to it, or you don't have time, or you don't want to do it, and I always say if it's not immoral or illegal, those are the givens. If they are, then that's a definite no. But if you just don't want to do it, just say no. Say no, thank you, not this time. And you don't owe anybody anything. Take control. For me, work in progress. So, coming from a technical background, this is not the final release. This is just some patching along the way. However, I thought that they were kind of 12 things that were interesting. Things that maybe I've been so busy in my life that I hadn't slowed down to start to break things down and really think. And as horrible as it has been since my husband passed and I'm having to, you know, earn some money and work things out, they're all new. And I never really took the time before to think that deeply about things. So yeah, those are my 12 things. Hope they're of help to you. Hey, if you've got more or you think that I'm crazy, put it in the comments. And thanks, and I'll see you next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe.